All right, everything in this glass dish, the Pyrex, and these specimens on my oven rack, I am going to be treating. I'm going to be treating with Hxtal, a 2-part epoxy resin, and this is what I do before I treat things. So almost everything in here has gone through my saw with oil, and the goal here is to eliminate all the oil. I tried acetone, I've tried denatured alcohol, and there are still issues. So this is the one solution I've come across that is nice and easy and doesn't take too long, and it eliminates all the oil. I start the temperature off at 175, let it sit there for an hour, and I ramp 75 degrees every hour. I am going to stop and hold the temperature once we get to 375. But until then, again, 75 degrees every hour. So 175, 250, 325, and then I stop at 375. And once we get to 375, I set my timer for 4 hours. And I'm going to check on it periodically throughout the 4 hours. You will see once you hit this temperature that you will get smoke. So this is going to be the oil. And what I like to do is check my oven before I even do this to make sure there's nothing in the bottom burning. But this is the second time I opened it. And then I had to actually, my timer ran out and I had to re-ramp my oven up, and there was no smoke after I let it sit for an hour and a half. So this is all done. I'm going to now close the oven, let this sit overnight, and then I will be removing all this stuff. So this is the next day, removing these specimens. No thermal shock, that's why I let everything cool overnight. So far with bone, I haven't had anything show thermal shock. The one thing I've come across is I've had some greens change shade, and that was at 400 degrees. 450 is what I used to do this at, and I found that 375 worked. I filled a pan with some mineral oil from my saw and just did a trial to see what temperature it would start burning out. But anyway, we have a variety of dinosaur bone in this. I also have some petrified coral, Lake Superior agate, coral from my region. But some of these pieces I'll be making doublets with. Some of them are specimens. Some of them have some microfracturing. This one's a good example of that. All of this will clean up with Hxtal. And here's a specimen that just needs one crack filled. But anyway, all of this stuff is now ready for me to treat with 2-part epoxy resin. So there's even a piece of whalebone in here. Like the white webbing, it has some issues, but I got one nice clean spot. Anyway, this is my pre-treatment before I treat with 2-part epoxy resin Hxtal. Here's a specimen. Be treating that fracture down there and up there before I run a wet grinder on it. Another specimen. And a nice piece I got off of eBay with a beautiful desert patina on the other side. All of these are now ready to treat. Thanks for watching.